Yeah. Welcome back to another episode of Unpopular Honesty, the home of brutal honesty and real hip hop music. And today, with my brother, man, first of all, before we even get started on any conversation, I'm going to say happy birthday, Tuck. How are you feeling today, sir?
Man, I'm feeling pretty good. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Pouring up some spirits, some libations for myself here. Getting ready for this conversation. We haven't had to talk about something like this in a little while. It's kind of exciting for me.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is the second biggest conversation in rap music right now. The J. Cole versus Kendrick Lamar. It has been very interesting to say the least.
To
Um,
say the least.
yeah, yeah, it's been a few things that have surprised me because somebody was just asking this question: does the apology remove him from the conversation? Because you got to think that real purist and hip hop heads would contend that this sport is this person said something about you, you must say something back, and there's no such thing as an apology. But since he did give an apology, does that remove him from the conversation? Now that's another question, but that's a question that's being added to this already multi-layered conversation. Uh, I guess we're gonna start with Kendrick because that's where it starts at. You heard the record. What did you think?
I thought it was powerful. It was short, it was quick, it was right to the point. Bow. Fuck the big three. It's just me. You understand? That was hard. That was hard. He didn't have to put together 18 lines. He had to put together a whole album. You know what I'm saying? He got in, he got out. Bah! That's it, man. I thought it was you know, but was it still a little bit ambiguous though? Do you feel like he was really actually taking a shot at Cole?
Like I said, when I heard it, it was mainly aimed at one person. For my personal, I mean, just listening to it and deciphering the lyrics, it's mainly aimed at one person. And I love to point out the fact that the one person that he did shoot his shot at hasn't said a word. And that needs to be added to this conversation as well because we all know that for those who debate and talk about rap music for the last decade, they always refer to a big three. And I would say there's a big two because the one individual is not a rapper. And I believe that his silence within this situation proves that he is not what he claims to be. It is very clear that his team and himself don't have the bars to go up against Kendrick Lamar, which is why he is silent. And that needs to be pointed out because we give it levels. It's levels, it's tiers, and we clearly see that Kendrick and Cole are MCs, lyricists. And this other person that's added to this big three conversation is neither.
Oh man. That's That's hard to follow up on, cornbread. Now look, I hear what you're saying. You got one guy who does have bars, but look, he didn't already apologize, right? He got a little wick in the knees, you know what I mean? Ain't no telling what he, you know what I mean, was really thinking in his head. He gave us the explanation, you know, as to what was going on, but the damage kind of already was done, because he went pretty hard. He went pretty hard. Sometimes you say shit you just can't take back. You know, you
Right.
arguing with your gal and you say something wild, right? Sometimes you just can't take back. You done fucked up. You done fucked up. I mean,
And this is rap
he
music.
said,
It's not
and,
nothing
and, and
that,
it is, it's rap music. It's
it's
rap
not
music.
nothing it's not nothing that nobody said that make you want to pull up on them and beat them up.
Well, I don't
Nobody
know
has
about
crossed
that.
nobody has crossed the line
I don't know
to
about
the point
that.
to
I
where
don't
it
know
said,
about
okay,
that.
this is more than music. I don't think
I
nobody has
don't know
crossed that
about that.
line yet. Because we was talking and you
Well,
said we heard worse than this. We have.
yeah, so I've heard worse, but it doesn't mean that what I heard wasn't bad or what wasn't fucked up. Because Cole definitely made some insinuations, like he was willing to go out and do the dirt his damn self. You understand? Because
Okay.
when you listen to the you know all I can say is I'm hoping it was metaphors, but he started off the flow talking about how his man wanted to go and eat his face. Like his guys, you know what I'm saying, his crew, you know what I'm saying, wanted to go run up. Like, you want us to go get him? You know what I'm saying? And he told them, nah, 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 don't do nothing. If anybody gonna do something, it's gonna be me. I'm the one gonna pull the trigger. So, you know, that could be metaphorical, you know what I'm saying? But look, shit was said. It was said, and yeah, man, some physical things was said. In my opinion, they was kind of physical. They could be taken out of context, depending on who you are. And we know Kendrick has affiliations. You know what I'm saying? So
I
while
don't
you
even.
over there chopping up, while
I'm
you,
not even looking at it like
I
that. But you know,
know you're not. I know you're not. I know you, but I am though. That's how I'm looking at it. You know, did he back off? Did he back off because one of the OGs behind the scene told him, "Hey, man, that's not what we doing." And we know those calls happen. We know those calls happen behind the scenes, right?
yeah,
You
we
know,
do.
did he get one of those calls? You know what I'm saying? From you know, like like shit, like Diddy. Did he get did he get one of them calls like Diddy got when Drake got, what I'm saying, smacked,
I don't know.
you know?
Mm,
So, while we talking about Drake, did he get one of them calls telling him back off? Chill out. You doing too much, you said too much. We might see you in the street for what you said, you know?
I don't know. I'm looking at it like, this is rap. This is hip hop. And in hip hop, when someone comes out and they say something about you, I mean, really, let's just be honest here. This ain't the first time Kendrick Lamar has shot slugs at Drake. If you let me tell it, he has done it numerous times. And it seems like Drake and company just ignore it. But I mean, to do it on a BET Award cipher, to do it on songs where you're featured with him on, and then to do it on a song called Control, and then to do it again with this song and have no response, it says something because there are a lot of people who are led to believe that this guy is indeed a rapper. He is. They believe that he is great, and all of, I guess, the good accolades you could say about an artist. But I never believed it. I never bought into it. Um, and I always seen right through the charade. So when real competition presents itself in the form of a Kendrick Lamar, you know what I'm saying? I already know why this person didn't say anything. Because had it been anybody else,
Man.
he would have said something. But because it's him, and he know he ain't got it for him, nah, I'ma fall
Look,
in. You know, it's funny,
I
man.
think I
It's
think
funny.
I think it's good. I think it's good to know your limitations. But let me say this though too. I don't recall Kendrick ever making a remark that I can recall that I could definitely say, yeah, that was directed at you, other than this current comment,
Well, you need
right?
to go back and
Fuck the
check
big
out
three.
the. You need to go check out the
It's the big
BET
me.
Award cipher from 2013, where he was on there with TDE, and I remember the lyric clear as day because it
Can
was
we
like
play
one.
it? Can we pump
I
that?
don't,
Can we put that on the?
well, I
Can
don't
we
think
play
we
that
could
right
play.
now?
I don't think we could play it right now. But I remember the lyric. The lyric said, "Yeah, ain't nothing been the same since they dropped control and tucked the sensitive rapper back in his pajama clothes." That was clear as day. He didn't have to say nothing else after that. It was very, very clear. I mean, I caught that one instantly. You know what I'm saying? But my point is, this other individual, I don't, I'm going to ask you, do you think that this other individual deserves to be in the conversation when you talk about a big three in rap when this person is clearly not a rapper?
Well, you have to, and I would disagree that he's not a rapper. He's done. He's been written for and has written for others. You know what I mean? And I think it's discrediting his ability to say that he ain't a rapper, and that he don't have bars. Because me personally, I've heard some crazy bars from Drake. From Drake. Uh, you know, whether he wrote them all every time, man. Look, that could be debated. And does he lose points as being one of the greatest because he's allowed that? That can be debated. Um, but what I will say is that Kendrick Lamar is a rapper's rapper. Um, I would say that J. Cole is a rapper's rapper. And I would say that Drake has earned respect, and I feel like he's earned his place off of the ability to rise to the occasion in the past. You know, um, Bruh, beefs over wax, beefs, digital beefs now, not over wax, but digital beefs now. They still end careers. They can still end careers. So, I look at it like when you open your mouth up to say something about somebody, and you know that the material and what's being said is attached to you possibly losing your livelihood. Come on, man. Like, you got to be careful when you out here, dropping bombs, dropping information, saying stuff, saying this, saying that. Because you could trigger the fan base to stop fucking with somebody. You say the right thing, you can trigger the fan base to stop fucking with somebody. We've seen it in the past, right?
Yes. Yes, it has happened.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Multiple times it's happened. Everybody can't come back from that. And, you know, I remember Drake battling Meek. And that was pretty rough. That was pretty rough. I don't think Meek ever really recovered from that. Me personally.
I don't really give him credit for that. I mean, you don't get credit if somebody else wrote the rhymes for you.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to pose a question to you because you did say that this individual is indeed a rapper. Well, I want to ask you this. I've listened to all his studio albums. I have not listened to all his mixtapes because I don't have time to listen to all that shit. But I've listened to all his studio albums. And for the exception of his first album, which I believe was called Thank Me Later, that album had 12 rap songs and two R&B songs. But his next album, Take Care, was 80% R&B, which was written and produced by The Weeknd. And every album after that had more R&B pop records than rap songs on them. So bringing that to life, in light of what I just said, which is the reality of his music, is he still a rapper? Because he raps sometimes and then
Is
sings sometimes.
you
Because
know
I call him a singer.
is is what's his name from Goody Mob a rapper?
Who? CeeLo Goody?
Uh, CeeLo Goody,
CeeLo Goody,
CeeLo
he started
Green.
off as a rapper, but as a solo artist, if you listen to
Well,
his albums got a lot of he's big.
hold on though. So this is what we got to decide, right? We got to decide that I feel like you being biased because at the end of the day, you can't be like, oh, he was a rapper at one time, but he not a rapper now. I feel like just because I don't want to do rap right now, don't mean don't make me not a rapper. And CeeLo decide, hey, I want to pick up the pen and do some more rhymes, and he go back, to Soul Food era and the Dungeon Family and giving it to you like that. Is he not going to be a rapper then? You know, um, and I mean, I
The
could go
truth
on
is,
and on. You know what I'm saying?
he started off as a rapper. Even Andre
What
3000
about
started off as rappers.
Andre 3000? But that's what I'm saying. You saying that are they not rappers now? Is that what you're saying? They're not rappers now.
I'm not
Is
saying
that
that
what you're getting at?
I'm not saying that they're not rappers. What I'm saying is you asked me a question, if is CeeLo Green a rapper? He started off as CeeLo Goody.
Is he
And
not a
CeeLo Goody is a
rapper
rapper.
anymore?
He's a
Okay,
rapper, but
okay.
when's the last
So
time you
I
heard
guess
him rap?
so. My point is you said it out of your own mouth that Drake started off rapping,
His first album.
and then albums after that he added in the vocals. You got
It
the
was
same thing with
predominant
Andre 3000.
after the first
You got the
album. It
same
was
thing with
predominantly
CeeLo
R&B.
Green. You even got the same thing with Chance the Rapper. There's Chance an R&B singer. He be singing his ass off.
I call him a singer because I
He
never heard him rap.
he even on he's
I never
even
heard the man
on
rap.
you
He
ain't
don't.
never heard Chance
I've
rap.
never heard Chance the rapper rap like spit. Just like Future, I've never heard Future spit. He don't spit. He sing in auto tune. That's not rap music. Rap music is rhythm and poetry. Rhythm and blues is R&B. So we got to make a clear distinction here because I have not blended the two and call them the same. Everybody
I
else
can't
has.
I can't let you
Everybody
get
else
away
has.
with this one. I got you where I want you. I got
I'm
you where I
sorry, man.
want you.
I'm sorry, man. I can't
You
give it up like
cannot
that.
be like they rappers one day and then be like they ain't rappers no more. You can't switch up on. Look, I need everybody who's watching this show. I need y'all to get in the comments. What do y'all think about that? Right? Like, is it okay for artists to switch up during their career? Does that take away from their authenticity? I think in some cases it does. I think in some cases it does. I don't think in every case that's the case. But what you think, Cornbread? You think like it's not okay for artists to change up, the way they choose to present their art,
I feel
in
like
the
rap is
future.
rap. I feel like rap is rap. If you singing, then it's not rap music. It's R&B music. And rap and R&B singers don't belong in a discussion involving rappers. Kendrick Lamar is a rapper. Truth be told, he has records where he uses his
Kendrick
voice and
sings.
uses melody.
Ken,
And
Kendrick
truth be
sings
and let me be
all the
transparent.
time,
And let me be transparent
all the
about it.
time, and I think
It
he
ain't
does
all
all
it
his
ain't all the
hooks.
time. It ain't all the time, but he got records where he doing that, and I don't like them. J. Cole also has records like that where he's singing, and I don't like them. I don't like them. I don't like no. I don't like nobody. None of that. Rap is rhythm and poetry. I don't like it when Kendrick do it. I don't like it when Cole do it. I don't like Drake. I don't like Young Thug,
You
Roddy
do, you
Rich,
do, you
Roddy
do,
Rave. It don't
you
matter.
do realize,
I don't like none of
you
that
do
shit.
realize that poetry is also melodic. Poetry, you know, um, they used to call it slam poetry, right? It was very popular back in the 80s and early 90s, maybe even into the mid 90s a little bit because that's where like Def Poetry Jam came from, right?
Right.
So they used to do slam. That was for those who don't know the genre of the poetic art that was being displayed on that show. Um, it was slam poetry. They used to call it slam poetry. Now, when you do slam poetry, you are free to express yourself however you choose to. And this is why it's called slam poetry. Because one minute you'll be talking just regularly like I am right now. There won't be any intonation, there won't be any melody or anything like that. But then the next thing you know, within 20 30 seconds, they might start playing a guitar in the background. Somebody might start playing an acoustic guitar, or they might cut on some music. A DJ might cut on some music.
Let me ask you something.
And
Was
what I'm
slam
getting at
poetry
is
featured in
that at
Love
some
Jones?
point that slam poetry even started. Some people even saying through slam poetry, he, and I quantify that by speaking about the group Flowetry. Flowetry is an extension of slam poetry. They on their albums did poetry, but they did it melodically and with rhythm and blues, and they did hip hop also on their albums as well. They meshed all of those different genres together. So I would respectfully disagree with you when you say or when you infer that poetry has no melody to it. That poetry, historically is just monotone speaking of words rhythmically, because it doesn't even have to be rhythmic, right? Poetry doesn't even have to have a rhythm to it. So this goes further into what I'm saying. You know, it's got to be all good to be able to flow and go in and out because black flows in and out, melanin flows in and out. Trying to put melanin in a box is gonna cause a problem because melanin can attach itself to other elements very easily because it's made of carbon, right? Now I don't want to get too scientific, but all I'm saying is that I feel like we have to have space to move and flow as indigenous people for sure, because we created all of these different genres of music, and most of them at some point in time got some melody to them. It's just kind of what we do.
In
I
my
might have
mind,
went on a little bit of a
rap is rap, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's either you rap or you don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily buy into the whole singing and melodic rap or the auto tune rap or any of that. I'm not here for any of that because that's not what the game was built on, and that's not
mm,
going to keep the game progressing forward either. You know what I'm saying? Because it's proven itself to be a hindrance. It's proven itself to be um, nothing that people look at as valuable. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
well, hold on. Are we
you
talking
know,
about the melody is taken away from rap, or is it
I mean,
the lyrics themselves?
I'm not talking about the melody is taken away from rap. I'm more so talking about the entire generation. I mean, let's be real. We grew up in the '90s, and it wasn't that many debates about music back then as it is now. Let me point that out. But for two, if there was a debate back then, we would have so many artists and groups to choose from. You know what I'm saying? That would
Hmm.
all damn near be good.
Yeah, I agree with
And
that.
but within the last decade, when people talk about rap, they only mention three people at the least, five at the most. Do you realize how bad that is? That's terrible. That is.
Well,
You mean to
to
tell me
be
out of
honest
all?
with you,
You mean out of
throughout
tell me out of all the rappers
throughout
in the world,
throughout the
only people
years,
only
man.
acknowledge three people?
Well, I mean, people die, man. I mean, some of the people that we acknowledge dead, right? Right? Because the rap game can be a little hazardous, or at least it was in the past. You know, not to laugh
Yeah.
at any of our brothers. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like that, dead and gone. Much, respect and peace to those brothers who paved the way for the industry. And for these young guys to come out and do their thing. But rap is also, you know, put a lot of brothers in. Well, let me not say rap has put a lot of brothers in caskets. So you got to be careful about saying stuff like that.
Right.
It's not rap that's doing it, right? It's the culture that is here that's doing it, right? The culture that was, created through the conditions that birthed hip hop, right? But nah, man,
How
I
did we
think
get
at
to a
the
point
end
to
of the
where we
day,
only talking
we
about
gotta
three
let.
artists? We only talk
Well,
about
look,
three. When people talk about
again,
rap and debate
we
about rap,
got
they
we
talk about
got
three
some
artists.
of some of the artists that are the best. Some of the artists that are the best, who we consider the best, again, they're dead and gone, man. Unfortunately, those are guys that would be in this conversation. A DMX, right? Uh, um, you know, a Tupac and a Biggie, and all these other different rappers, that are gone. You know what I mean? We talking about, you know, uh, 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 um off the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Our brothers off the West Coast, everybody from Easy E to uh, uh you know, you name it, bro. You name it. You just keep going down the list, man. So a lot of rappers, you know what I mean, that would be here are not here right now. You know what I mean, that we could be talking about. But let's say this too, right? So the criteria and what people want to listen to is also changed. So that's another part of the situation, right? Times change, man. Times change. If we go back, 50, we go back 20 years, we go back 25 years, you know, you would have different rappers in the conversation when you're talking about who the best. That's just the way it go. As the years go on.
I think it speaks to the times to say that if only three artists are mentioned, and in my eyes, it's only two artists that are being mentioned all the time. If only two rappers are being mentioned out of the millions that there are, that speaks to how the quality of rap has gone down the drain.
I disagree.
The
I just
quality of rap.
disagree with that.
If the quality
I
hasn't gone down the
disagree.
drain,
I
why aren't we
disagree.
mentioning more artists?
Because
Who else putting out classic quality
you
music?
yourself have you just did a show, bro. You just did a show talking about how all of the older MCs have been selling out concerts and getting their bread, and all of these young guys with the mumble rap and whoop de whoop, right? You just finished doing a show about how all of them cats not getting the recognition, and all the old cats are now getting the recognition again. So you're gonna have to decide which one is it. Are the new schoolers going down and the old schoolers coming up? Or the old schoolers gone? Because my thought process is just because we're not talking about them guys don't mean they still ain't the best. Because
I didn't say
when
I didn't
I
say
hear
anything
new,
about that. I
well, I
didn't say anything
mean, you
about it.
saying you saying that the
I said
quality of rap
if a
has gone
conference,
down, and what
the
I'm
quality
saying
of
is it's
rap
just that they
has
not
gone.
being talked about.
It has. How many classic albums came out last year? How many classic rap albums came out in
Shit, how many
2022?
classic albums came out 10 years ago? How many classic albums came out 20 years ago? Bro, it just ain't that
20
many
years,
classic rappers, period. That's
20,
why
10
it's
years
classic.
ago?
You
20 years ago,
understand?
we could look that up and find that. Now, 10 years ago, that might be a head scratcher, or what did come
Look,
out a decade ago that was classic. But
all
uh,
I'm that's
classic
all I'm
music is
saying.
not
20
abundant in
years
rap, and it hasn't been for quite some time. And that's because in rap, because there's only been two standout artists, and then, like I said, at the most, it might be five that they mention, and no discredit to artists like Big Sean or the Wale of the world, because I feel
well,
like they
that's what I'm
should be
saying.
included.
That's
But
what I'm
it's
saying.
always people that don't get included or don't get mentioned when these conversations come up. If we were to fast rewind back to 25 years ago, we would have too many people to put into the conversation, because the level and the quality of the music was that
Okay,
much
I give
better.
you that. I give you that. I give you that. I give you that. I
I'm
give
sorry.
you that. But this is what I'm also gonna say, man. We gotta see, part of the problem is that you know we've allowed for, see, this is the thing, right? And this is the tricky part. This is the tricky part. Rap is based off of culture. Period. Period. it's hard to be like, man, rap sucks right now. I mean, you also would have to say the culture sucks right now, right?
And one would say, yeah, the culture does suck right now.
Well, I
It
mean,
do,
it sucks
because
for some.
everything is
Some
backwards.
people love it.
Some people
Some
look, yeah,
people
yeah. Some
some
people
people will
love it
look at
and eat it
this
up.
and say, I'm a dinosaur and you a dinosaur because y'all still like, you know, um, y'all still talking about the quality of hip hop. We don't nobody give a fuck about the quality of hip hop. We want to dance. We want to get fucked up. We want to fuck on something, right? We want to get this money, right?
Hmm.
And then here and there, we're gonna talk about some real shit.
Hmm.
So
And I've
I
been
mean,
hard pressed looking for the real
what
stuff.
can you do? What can you
I've been
do
hard pressed looking for the real
without
stuff.
changing the culture?
I don't know.
I
You
feel
know what I'm
like it's
saying? I
there.
mean, because
I feel like it's there. It's just in
ain't
different
nothing gonna make
forms.
somebody ain't nothing gonna make somebody pick up a book and read it. You know,
Let me ask you
the
something.
old black people used to get killed for reading, and you can't pay this generation to read nothing, and that's a reality.
You like
You know what I'm saying?
you like West Side Gun?
West Side Gun from Griselda,
Yeah,
yeah,
you like West
he's
Side
cool.
Gun?
He's cool.
You know, he cool.
He's cool. I mean, it's lyrical, but it's and he jams. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? But maybe I'm past the point of the gun bars and the drug dealing bars. Maybe I'm past that point. You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing wrong with if that's what you like because like I say, rap has tiers. There's a tier of rappers that specialize in that type of stuff. And they do it very well. And their audience love it and they eat it up. But maybe for me, eh, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't really do anything. I done heard all the gun bars and the drug dealing bars that I could ever hear in life. I'm not, it doesn't really excite me. It doesn't really make me say, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm more into the lyrics of enlightenment. The lyrics of like a Lupe Fiasco, for instance. The way he puts together his music. The way Joyner Lucas puts together his music. The way
Now Lupe be singing too. Just throw that out there. Lupe be singing.
I've heard records, but Lupe got 4 classic albums.
But Lupe be singing.
Lupe Fiasco. I'm gonna say it one more time for anybody out there. Lupe Fiasco has 4 classic albums out of his catalog.
That he
How
be
many
singing
of
on.
your favorite
They
rappers have a
can't
classic album?
hold on. They can't be rap albums then. They got must be R&B albums.
The albums I'm talking about were rap albums. Food and Liquor was a rap album. The Cool, which was his second, Textile and Youth, and Drill Music in Zion. All 4 of those bodies
And
of
I
work
think
are rap albums.
I think he sing on every one of them albums.
You gonna make me go back and listen to them because I got them.
Don't go back.
But and it's
I think
cool.
we
But
all got them.
yeah,
And
you
I
know what I'm
agree
saying.
with you.
I'm gonna go back and
Classic albums.
I believe he did sing on the Cool somewhere. I don't know if it was the intro or if it was an interlude or something to that degree. But my point is, Lupe Fiasco has 4 classic albums. How many
And
rappers?
these are recent though.
How
But
many
these
of
are
your?
recent.
Huh? These
These
are
are
recent.
recent. Doesn't that go against your point that the rap is going down? I think people
What?
just not listening, man. I think people just not
I
listening.
think
They're not
people. I
listening
think
to some of the newer albums that are being dropped by some of the
like
older guys. You know,
who me? I'm not
huh?
listening to the. I'm not listening to the albums that's being released by the older guys. That's
I'm
Pretty
just
much
saying,
all.
just in
That's
general,
pretty
I
much
think
all I listen. I mean, Killer Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like Nas, all these people. I think Joyner might be the
so.
youngest,
Everybody
but
you
Lupe
just
is
named,
late
you know, I
thirties.
feel like they keeping up the integrity of the sport. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is a
Yeah.
sport, rap is a sport, so to speak.
Yeah,
You know,
but at the same time, we can step outside of where we are. And if you mention Joyner Lucas or Lupe Fiasco, people gonna say, "Who's that?" Because
exactly.
they don't listen to that. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't know who
Exactly.
that is. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, but this is the cold part, right? Nobody is being force fed anything because on every music app you go on, there's a search engine, meaning you make the choice. Now, what does it mean if the public is choosing to hear trash?
I mean, that the public on a different wave than you,
If the public is choosing to hear trash,
and
what does that say? What
I
does that
look,
mean? Because the
look,
public, do you know
look.
what people talking about right now? People talking about sexy red song
I don't
jamming.
want look, man. Look, bro. Look, bro. I
Are
don't
you
when I,
serious?
if I go up in the club, if I go up in the club. Man, I ain't trying to fucking listen to, you know, Common and shit. I don't want to listen to Common in the club. Even though he be jamming,
Oh
you
no, his
know?
music
I
is
don't
not
want to
made
listen
for
to
the
Common in
club.
the club. I want to listen to Young Jeezy, you know?
Okay,
That's
I
what I
mean,
wanted to do.
I
I
can,
wanted
and
to
I can
listen to
deal with
Young
Jeezy.
Jeezy.
I could
You know what I
listen to Young
mean?
Jeezy in the club,
When I
but
go up
we
in the
all know that
club,
ain't gonna
and see,
play in the
that's what I'm
club today.
saying. It's about the culture. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know
I
what you
want to
mean.
listen to 21 Savage.
I
I
don't
want to
see how
listen to
people could do.
21 Savage.
I don't see how people could do it.
I
What is
like that
this?
little
What is
motherfucker.
the? What is it about it?
You know, on some dope boy shit. I like it.
What is
Fucking
it? What
jam.
is it about him? Because uh,
Been
I
liking him
listen,
since he came out.
I listen to a
I
song.
like listening to Young Dolph. I like listening to Young Dolph. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm asking about
That
21
shit hit
Savage
different.
because I want to ask about 21 Savage because now I get a chance to ask somebody who actually listened to him. Because I've heard one song, and from a delivery standpoint, it sounds
Man,
like
look,
somebody. It
this
sounds
is
like somebody. It sounds like somebody who just woke up out the bed and walked in the booth and just spit the
hear me
drowsiest rap that he
closely.
could spit.
Listen to me
It
when I
doesn't. It
say
doesn't
this.
sound. It doesn't sound
When it
appealing.
comes when it comes to when it comes to that tier of rap, like you so eloquently put it earlier, when it comes to that tier of rap, you either get it or you don't. You either get it or you don't. Cause I tell you what, when I listen to Future new shit with Kendrick on it, man, that shit jamming like a motherfucker. Jamming like a motherfucker. You either get it or you don't. It's either for
Well,
you or it's
maybe
not.
I know
You
it
know
ain't
what I'm
for me,
saying?
but I know it's not for me. But I listen to it anyway because when I break these people down or tell you why I feel the way I feel about it, I want to have a clear assessment as to why. Like I said, from a delivery standpoint, he sounded like he just woke up out of bed and walked in the booth and spit the random
I think his
drowsy
lyrics are
verse.
clever. I think his
I
lyrics
don't
are clever.
I don't think he has clever anything. It
I
sounds
think his
like
lyrics are clever.
it, it sounds
I think his
drowsy. It
I
sounds
like his
lackadaisical.
delivery. I like the timing. I like the timing of his delivery. I like his beat choice because he picks some good beats, right? So as an artist, you know, he makes good party music. He makes, you know, good street music. You know, if you in that if you in that zone at the time, you know what I mean? So
I don't get it. I if because if that came on when
you
I'm in the
know,
party, I would leave. You know what I'm saying? If that came on when I'm in the street, I'm gonna look to go to a street where there is no music playing. That's just me personally. I don't really like it's you know I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, rap music has tiers. And there's tiers for kids up to about 18, 19. And then there's another tier that goes from 19, 20 all the way up to about 28, 29. Once you get beyond 30, once you get beyond 40, you know what I'm saying? Because lately there has been a lot of people who I know over the age of 40 with teenage playlists. And I don't get to talk to them that much. You know what I'm saying? I only get to see what you're listening to or hear what you're listening to because you posted. But I want to ask.
guess who else I like? I like Young Boy. I like Young Boy NBA. All that shit. I like that motherfucker too. I like that motherfucker too. I like his shit. That little motherfucker be jamming. You know. But you know when I was a street nigga back in the day, that's what we related to, man. That's what we lit. You know, I relate to it, and that's part of the draw, right, to that music. If you can relate to, you know, having a pistol on your hip, if you can relate to having, you know, to do some wild shit, to deal with some motherfuckers that done disrespected you or done done something to you, if you can relate to robbing motherfuckers and smoking weed and doing X and drugs and, you know, shit, fucking all kind of women, and I mean that's the lifestyle of a dope boy. You know, that's the lifestyle of a dope boy.
I mean, basically
So
all the artists you name, and when I line up their content, yeah, you can. One person will look at it and say, "Yes, this is street content because they're talking about street things, carrying guns, selling drugs, dealing with the police,
Chopper,
etc."
who that little nigga NLE Chopper? I like that. I like that motherfucker too. I like
But
NLE Chopper.
but to me, it sounds like bullshit. And this is why. Because I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be at the age that I am, and I'm gonna listen to some 24-year-old who believes in who believes that makeup makes him feel like a man. And all of a sudden, I'm going to listen to this music and find the talent and the quality in it because there is none. They say that he's great. He
No, don't
broke
do
all these
that. Don't do
records.
that.
They
Don't do
say
that,
that he's
Red.
done
Don't do
all
that.
these. He's
Don't
surpassed
do
all
that.
these records. He surpassed this person. He surpassed that person. And I say, well, if he has, why doesn't he have an album? If he surpassed MJ, why doesn't he have an album on the level of Thriller? Because he doesn't. If he surpassed Tupac, why doesn't he have an album on the level of
Man,
All Eyes on Me?
cause they
Because he
still
doesn't.
young,
He
nigga.
doesn't.
Cause
He
they
don't,
still
and he never
young.
will. You can't
They still
compare.
young.
If we were outside and a
Stop trying to
Honda and a
compare fucking
Bentley
Michael
pulled up
Jackson.
at the same
Hold
time,
on, bro.
we would
Hold
not
on, bro.
compare
I ain't
those
gonna let
two
you do it.
vehicles to each
I'm not
other.
gonna let you
I
do
can't
it. I'm
compare this
not
generation
gonna
to
let
anybody
you
who
do it.
paved the way
Then
for
stop
them
doing it.
musically, be it
Stop
Michael
comparing
Jackson
them.
or be it
Stop
Tupac
comparing
Shakur.
them.
It's not me who did the comparison. It's
You
other
doing
people
it
who do the.
now.
I'm not doing anything. He doesn't compare to anybody because he hasn't done anything
Look,
of quality. He doesn't
you're
name a classic
comparing them.
NBA young boy album.
See, you're doing it right now. Name a classic NBA young boy
Name
album.
one. If he's
Name
done
this.
one, name
Name
one.
that. Name
He don't
this. They
have
should have done
a
it.
name a
They should have.
classic
They should
21
have.
Savage album.
They should have 10 classic albums by now. And yeah,
They should.
like chill
All those
out,
records
bro.
that they put out,
No,
he's
no,
very
not
consistent.
necessarily.
He's
No,
very
not necessarily. They
consistent.
shouldn't,
He
bro.
puts out records
Not necessarily.
every 90, 80 days.
Everybody not Jay Z, bro. Everybody not Jay Z, bro.
Exactly.
Everybody not Tupac,
Exactly.
bro. Everybody not
Exactly.
Biggie, bro.
Exactly. And that's
Everybody
what I'm
not none of
saying,
these people,
man.
bro.
That's all I'm
And
saying,
all I'm
man.
saying
That's all
is
I'm saying.
they still have talent, though they are not your favorite rappers. Though they are not the flavor you like, other motherfuckers like strawberry. Other niggas like strawberry. Some niggas like pineapple. You know what I'm talking about? Some niggas like fruit cups, right? Some niggas like fruit bars. Some niggas like steak. Some niggas like shrimp. You know, you might be a steak nigga. Eat your steak. Enjoy your steak. But stop saying that the shrimp I'm eating, just because you don't like the shrimp, it's not good food.
All
See, we
music
all
not good
trying to get
music.
nourished out here. We all trying to get nourished out here. And I feel like if you getting nourished in some way, who can tell you that what you listening to is trash? Because we all getting something out of it. See, I don't, and see, that's another thing, right? I view music maybe a little bit differently. Maybe other people view music a little bit differently than you do. Maybe other people use music differently than you do. Everybody doesn't just listen to music. Everybody doesn't just, hear the
You're
beat,
absolutely correct because
right?
the
Some
music that you're
people
talking
use
about.
what they listening to heal themselves or to get them through a situation.
No, I'm gonna tell you what the music is doing. The artists that you named, that you say that you like and you listen to, those artists, their image, their content is being used. Is being used to push an agenda. Is being used to keep a certain race in a certain place.
Man,
It's
stop that.
used to
Stop that. They've been
all
doing
this.
that. They've been doing that. They've been doing that
They've
since
been
the
doing
nineties. They've been
this
doing
has been
that.
going
Since the
on.
nineties,
Yeah,
they've been
it's
doing
been
that.
going.
Tupac
And guess
did it.
what?
Biggie did it.
And guess
Wu
what?
Tang
I
did
grew
it.
up off
All
Pop,
of them did it.
and they ain't never been to prison.
Ice Cube did it. All of them
Yeah,
did. Yeah, but a lot of other people did go to prison.
you know what I mean.
A lot of other people did go
You
to
know what I
prison.
mean.
A lot of people.
We
A lot of
gotta be
people went to
real.
prison.
I'm not gonna
But what they
compare
got to
my
do, what
era
they got to do
to
with the
this era.
quality of music.
I'm
And
not gonna
see, you
compare
gotta
my
see,
era to this era. That's what I'm not gonna do. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
what you've
Because I
been
can't
doing.
do that. I can't do that.
That's what you have been doing.
I can't do
You've been
that.
doing that.
No, I
Every
can't.
like every show you do
I
that.
can't. No, I don't.
Every show you compare the new to the old. And you shit on the new because you think the new is less quality than the old. You're absolutely comparing them every time.
And
That's what
and I'm not
unpopular
comparing them.
honesty is about. It's about you being honest about your feelings towards new hip hop.
And who can
Period.
say and guess what? And with the facts, and with the facts and the knowledge to back up those claims, who could say who's wrong? I'm telling you
Are
the
you
truth.
making claims or are you
I'm not
not?
making claims. I'm telling you the truth. If
Are
the
you
quality of rap,
celebrating?
if the
Are you
quality of rap is
celebrating
piss
old
poor,
school hip
is
hop?
it my fault that I'm pointing it out, or is it someone else's
Yeah,
fault because they make?
it kind of
Am I
is your
wrong
fault.
because I'm pointing
It
it
kind
out?
of is your fault.
It is.
It kind of
So
it's your
I'm
fault.
the reason to blame for the music going the way it's going.
No, that's not what I'm saying. It's your fault that the comparison is being made. Is what I'm saying. Because I definitely am not in trying to make a comparison with NBA YoungBoy and you know Ludacris. Like It's apples
I
and
don't know who
oranges,
put
right?
that. I don't know who put that comparison
I,
together.
I didn't say anybody did. I'm making it up right now on the spot.
Oh,
I'm just giving a made up, I'm
well,
just saying, like,
I know people talk in interviews.
there's no need for anybody, right? And I don't even think a lot of people are. I think just low key you are. Nobody's comparing the new to the old. Nobody's saying the new is better than the old. We just saying we just enjoying some of the new. Can a nigga just enjoy some of the new? Do everything have to be a goddamn classic? It wasn't then. Why am I holding the new kids, all of the new kids, to the same standard? Some of the new kids making classic shit, in my opinion. Because in my
Like who?
opinion, Mexican OT just made a classic album. And see,
Never
you
heard.
probably don't even like that or even listen to that.
I never heard
I
of
know
him.
that's my point. I know that's my point.
Can you
That is
name
my
somebody
point.
else who made a classic body of work?
Hey, that's all the one I need to make. And it just came out. So
Okay.
maybe, maybe give some other new guys a try. You may listen to the album and think it's trash. You may listen to the album and feel like it's not what I'm saying it is. That's why they call opinions because everybody got one, So when I say that Mexican OT just made low key a classic album, that's my opinion. I think it's a jamming ass album, but you can't speak on it because you haven't given the new guy a chance. You don't even know who he is. And he literally has like big songs that's kind of out right now between him and other major artists. You know what I'm saying? Artists that you probably don't like because you're a traditionalist. And that's okay. It's okay to be a traditional, hip hop artist. I would just say that, you know, the new stuff is not so bad, man. It's just not so bad at all.
I
And
don't. I don't. I don't feel like.
that's your
I mean,
preference.
I've listened to it. I've been in settings where
I,
I've had to listen to it, or I've been in situations where I've heard something maybe I wouldn't have played if I would have been by myself. So I feel like I've heard enough of the new, and a lot of the new is bullshit because it's not added.
he says you heard
At
enough of
one
the new.
time, at one time, at one time, I remember I had a conversation with a friend of mine when we was living in Third Ward, and I asked him. I said, "Every day I come over here, you listening to this song. What is it about this song or this artist that you like?" And he said, "Well, you come over here damn near almost every day, and I'm getting ready to go to work. This artist makes me want to go get money. So I play it every day before I go to work so that I can be motivated to make money." Now, from my viewpoint, that's probably the most positive assessment of music that I've seen in my lifetime. Because most people that listen to music, they listen to music that they can relate to. And especially today in these times that we are in, most people
Look,
are
man.
listening to what they can relate to. They're not gonna
Look.
listen to music. They don't listen to music for the fantasy aspect, to the imaginative, to dream. No, they're listening to what they can relate to. Most people listening to what they can relate to, unfortunately, end up living the lyrics of the records that they listen to. And this has been going on. And let me be truthful. Let me be fair here.
You
I
can't
seen it go
quantify
on.
that.
I seen it
You
go
can't
on in my
quantify that.
generation, and then I've seen it go on more in this generation. And it's clear and it's evident because a young man can walk by now and not say a word, but just looking at his physical appearance, you can tell. You can tell by the way he wears his hair, by the way he wears his clothes. You can tell that he is influenced by what he listens to. More so now than it was back then. You know what I'm
I
saying?
disagree. I
We was Easy
disagree.
E fans, but
I
niggas wasn't rocking
disagree.
Jerry
I
Curl.
disagree. Nigga, you wearing Dickies probably right now. And that's all them niggas
I'm
in the
not. I'm
songs
not.
was wearing is Dickies.
Okay.
You
I'm.
understand what I'm saying?
I wear. I
So
still wear
don't
Dickies. I'm
don't
guilty of
don't
that.
do that.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
got Lokes on right now. And
Okay.
that's all we wore back in the day. And they had songs about it. You got a
Okay.
do rag on your head right now. You got braids
Okay.
on your head right now. All that stuff come from the culture, bro. Like I said in the beginning of the conversation, it ain't got nothing to do with rap. That's the culture. It's the culture, is what's going on in the streets right now, manifesting itself in music. Now, if you want to talk about there being a problem, let's talk about let's talk about the kids that ain't even in that environment that want to be a part of that environment. If you want to, if you really want to go there, like all of the kids that have more opportunity than we did back then, but now looking at the culture from some areas they see on TV, they want to mimic that. But I would even say I don't care about these kids wearing at this point. I don't care about them wearing skinny jeans.
It's
I
deeper.
don't
It's
care
deeper
about
than.
none of that.
It's
I don't
deeper than
care
that
about none of that.
because it speaks to there's
What I
no
care about
individuality.
is
If we don't
well,
have
what
an
I care
identity,
about
then who are
is
we? If we want to be
there's a
like the
lot of
next man, then who are
individuality
we?
out there. There's a lot of individuality out there.
I
That's
don't
why you
see. I
don't
don't see
like
too
the
many
wave.
individuals.
That's why you
I
don't
don't see
like
too
the
many.
wave.
I don't see
Because
too many.
individuals created the newness of the wave. Just like we was wearing all of the stuff from the rappers that we watched back then, right? Even wear their t-shirts. Look at you. You got on a DMX shirt right now.
That's because
You
today is
look
a.
like you low key look like you came off a Rough Rider video right now. As I look at you,
I mean,
I could if I
I
was
wear
looking
this.
at a Rough Rider video, that's how they would look, right? Just
Well,
like
I
how you
wear
look right.
today. Today is the day the dog passed, and I'm showing my respect this way. You know what I'm saying? But if it wasn't this day and this
But
occasion,
what?
I would still be wearing it because that's
That's
what
what I'm
I am. I'm,
saying.
I'm hip hop through and through. You know what I mean? But
That
what I'm saying is, but this is what
you're
I'm saying is, see, you trying to twist my conversation. You trying to twist it, and I'm my own individual. When I walk out my door, I'm cornbread, and nobody mistakes me for a NBA young boy wannabe, or a young Dolph wannabe, or somebody that's trying to be a part of this clique or that clique. I am my own individual. I am my own man. I walk to the beat of my own drum. I don't fall in line with nobody. I don't associate or try to kiss ass or I don't fit in no type of way. I am my own person. And that's the difference between me and most of the people I see when I walk outside my door, because it's a lot of people who fight with that image that they see in the mirror for whatever reason. And it makes them look like somebody else. I gotta wear my hair like somebody else. I gotta wear my clothes like somebody else. Oh, I gotta talk like them because that's the cool thing. And I don't want people to say, oh, you old. Black people are the only people that don't want to grow old, and we use music and entertainment as a means to stay young as possible. And that is crazy as fuck to me. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how many
I
40 plus
disagree.
people
I
trying to
disagree.
be young, keeping up, trying to talk about on guard, walking around here
Look,
40 plus
man.
talking about on guard. Come on, man. That's a
Look,
problem. That's a real live
look.
problem, yo.
The culture is the culture. It is what it is. The culture is the culture. It is what it is. You know? And some things come with that. I don't think that's like only in the black community, you know. People get older and want to be younger all the time. Whether they white, old white men want to go out and hey, didn't they create
Rogan.
a term for that, right? Did they create a term for that? You having a midlife crisis?
That's what they call it. When you midlife
Yeah,
crisis
a midlife
is people in
crisis.
middle life
A
wishing that they were
midlife
younger.
crisis.
You
A
mean to tell me that's what
midlife
that is?
crisis, bro. Bro.
Wow.
What I'm trying to say is please stop mistaking it for something that it ain't. Because black men ain't the only one dealing with that. People would just want to be young in general. That's why back in the day when you was at the party, your parents would try to come out and do a quick little dance and crack a joke to get all the young people laughing and having a good time. Because at the end of the day, everybody wants to be young. Don't nobody want to be old and forgotten and goddamn irrelevant. Don't nobody want to be irrelevant. So I don't have a problem with the culture shifting and people shifting with the culture, right? What I do have a problem with is grown ass men who want to go out and become gang members because we've seen that type of stuff. We've seen that type of stuff, right? We've seen grown men
I
become
mean,
hard and like want to be thuggish all of a sudden, but that's a whole different thing, man.
yeah,
But look,
uh,
I'm a
we could go on and on about this, but
we can
this
go
has been a
on and
great
on, man.
conversation.
Yes, yes, yes,
This has been a great
yes,
conversation,
sir.
and I thank you
Yes,
for it.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There's a lot
For
of
real.
different subjects in there, but shoot, let's link up and talk about it again, man.
All right, man. Enjoy the rest of your birthday, my brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see this. I like sci-fi, man, so I'm gonna go see the King Kong against Godzilla.
Oh, okay. That came out today.
Yeah, man, yeah, I'm gonna go check out the movie. They got the chairs now. Excuse me, I'm getting old, but now look, they got the chairs. The motherfuckers be shaking and shit. They got the mist come out and you can smell shit and feel
Oh
shit and be
yeah,
cool in there. You got the
you got to
3D
tell me
glasses
about that
on.
music, that movie
Yeah.
experience. You know what I'm saying? For real, for
So I'm
real.
gonna go check that out, see what that do, man. Peace and love, man, to the show. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Live and Free. Shout out to Chi D. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to Unpopular Honesty, the realest show in hip hop.
Yeah, man. Peace and love, man.
Peace.
Peace.